Okay, the movie clip that I decided to do was from The Great Gatsby, and Tom Buchanan created tension in his forehead and shouted, "His posture is upright, his eyes are squinting." Then Daisy Buchanan has tears pouring down her face. The way her eyebrows are aligned represents sadness. She shouts back as she is breathing deeply. Jay Gatsby licks his lips and has tension in his forehead. When he is looking at Tom Buchanan, okay. When he turns around to Daisy, he gets to eye level with her. Joel looks down and stutters, saying, "No, no, no. You are not leaving me for a common swindler." Joel's eyes speak volumes, and when he pronounces his words, it's very sharp. When Tom calls Jay Gatsby a swindler, I see him turn his head from Daisy, even though Jay's back was facing Tom. That moment of hesitation, when Jay hesitated to look at Daisy, Daisy kept her eye contact directly on Jay. She was speechless. When Daisy's eyes went back to Tom, before he turned around, you can see his face subtly change. He still maintains a smile, but his smile is not as pronounced as it was from before, and his eyes are squinty. When Daisy said, "Please let's go home," she said it in a high pitched voice, and she was whining almost. She has a sad look on her face. Jay Gatsby called Tom Buchanan an old sport. Tom Buchanan pointed at Jay Gatsby. I think what helped this acting scene was the quickness of his response. Jay Gatsby also had a grimace on his face, and he's looking upward, almost like he's extremely pissed at him. When Daisy grabs Nick's hand, he had a look of disbelief on his face. He had a look of shock on his face. This is 0.29 seconds. 0.39 seconds, Jay has a look of defeat on his face. There is no eye contact. His lips are sealed, and he is staring off into space. 0.40 seconds, when Jay turns around from all the accusations, he looks concerned. Jay says it's greed, old sport. Tom responds instantly with hand gestures and a raised voice. Jay, 0.50 seconds, Jay is sipping on liquor. Right before he drinks it, he has a look of disgust, like he can't stand Tom Buchanan. When Tom says to Nick, "I'm surprised he hasn't tried to drag you in," Nick's body posture leans back, and he has a look of disbelief on his face. He almost looks as if he is angry, and the entire time Daisy is holding Nick's hand. 1.08 seconds. When Tom asks Daisy, can you see who this guy is?" When she finally looks away from Tom, she slowly looks at Jay. She has a look of concern, and tears are pouring out of her eyes. When she was looking at Jay, she kept blinking her eyes. Jay looks angry. His face is kind of red. Jay shrugs his shoulders in a nonchalant way to Tom. He answered Tom really quick, and his eyebrows are raised high. That's 1.24 seconds. 1.48 seconds is when Tom Buchanan says, "We were born different. It's in our blood." You can see Jay is extremely angry, and he is breathing heavy. Jay has a lot of tension in his jaw. When Tom toasted on Jay's glass, Jay had a grimace on his face. Jay threw everything off the table, and the look on his face seemed like he was extremely angry. He grabs Buchanan at 1.55 seconds. You can see his face is scrunched up and really tight. He's extremely hateful. 1.55 seconds. His mouth is wide open. He is raising his fist, and his face is red, and he is shouting. Tom looks at Jay in an emotionless way. He stopped looking at Buchanan, and his eyes lost focus. He let Tom go, and Tom is sweating. Jay is let's see. I'm sorry. Jay is trying to tone the energy down. Jay's cheeks are shocking. His mouth is open and his face is touching Tom's face. 2.24 seconds. Jay starts whispering to himself. His eyes look lost. He never makes eye contact. Apologizes, admits he's lost his temper, and buttons up his suit. Daisy looks out of the window, and her eyes look lost. She keeps blinking once again. Let's see.
Mr. Gatsby, exactly who are you again? You see, I have made a small investigation into your affairs. You're one of my Wolfshine's bunch.
Please, let's go home.
See, he and this Wolfshine, they bought up a lot of drugstores and sold bootlegged alcohol over the counter.
What about it, old sport?
Don't you call me old sport. And this drugstore business is just small change compared to this bomb stunt that you and Wolfshine have got going on.
Your friend Walter Chase isn't too proud to come in.
Well, I think even got some thought. How does reputable banker like Walter Chase find himself up to his eyeballs in debt?
Tell you how.
To a little kite like Wolfshine.
It's called greed, old sport.
That's right. And you have half of Wall Street out there swimming your free pools at that fun park every weekend. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to drag you in. My God, yes.
He's got nothing to do
With your little racket. Busy. Busy. Can't you see who this guy is? With his house, and his parties, and his fancy clothes. Here's just the front for Wolfshine, gangster. Get his claws into respectable folk like Walter Chase.
The only respectable thing about you, old sport, is your money. Your money, that's it. I'm just as much as you. That means we're equal.
Oh, no. We're different. I am, they are, she is. We're all different from you. You see, we were born different. It's in our blood.
There's nothing different to, say, a deal. A dream up. Never say that.
Girl like this. You shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Gatsby looked in that moment